Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
All right, you live? Oh, I said give me a second. Thank you, Chin. What's up, fam? How we doing, everybody? Thank you for listening, Chin. Hell yeah. It's Zesty Tuesday. It is a zesty-ass Tuesday. How's everybody doing, man? Everyone good, kids? Great, grand. Yeah, Zesty Shorts are back, baby. Zesty Shorts are back. Joshua Rodriguez, welcome to the club. Slurp says, missed the live yesterday. Please don't maybe saw Caleb Williams snapping his fingers at practice like a true queen. No, bring that up, Jen. Yeah, that boy's full zesty. Full zesty. First gen dad, what up from Alberta, Canada? How's Canada? You still got them fires up there? Gemma Girl says, good afternoon, Ficus Fight Club. Ficus Fight Club homies is good. I get the rest of my ficus trees. I think they're not ficus, they're laurels. Laurels, yeah. Where is Black Ross? Yes.
Bring up Nascimento?
What'd you say?
What did you say to bring up?
Caleb Williams, dude.
Caleb Williams.
He's a starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. First team, all zesty, but that boy can ball. That boy can ball. Common Cody, my merch should be coming in tomorrow. How's that going? How's the customer service and all that? Keep me posted so I know. First gen dad, so smoky, so brutal. Still? Shea Show, what up from Omaha, Nebraska? Shout out to Nebraska. Michigan Crazy Legs, great name. Mile High Zay says, right on the dot. Let's go. My twin girls are my alarm clock for this. Let's go. Abercrombie Fight Club. Tofar, how's the heat in Texas? You just get used to it, bro. You know, it's like, all right, it is what it is. The boys were practicing. It was like 98 degrees yesterday on turf. All good, you know. They're kids. It's more the parents that bring it up. The kids are like, yeah, it's hot out. Let's get working, you know. Justin Stanley, thank you for a donation. Sitting here in my comfy colors, Big Brown Fight Club shirt, watching Big Brown live. Nothing better. What color you get, big dog? Slurp says, awesome. He pops his hips like he's John Travolta in Grease, then he's been hanging around Carl Anthony Towns. Dude, here's my thing with Carl Anthony Towns. I was with him in New York at Madison Square Garden. Really nice dude. I was with him and his girl. Really nice dude. The internet's made him zesty, but he's a really, really nice guy. Adam says, B, ever since you said Robert Whitaker and Navajo should fight next, that's a sick matchup. How do you think it goes? I would lean towards Sterling right now just because he's a natural 205er. He's a big cat, younger too. I need to see a little more out of Robert Whitaker, but I'm a huge Whitaker fan. J. Luke says, came from listening to y'all about Jonah Hill on T-Fat-K. Brian would get smoked. Yeah, probably. Graphic Gorilla, what up, man? I think you missed yesterday, didn't you, Graphic Gorilla? Patty says, sorry I missed yesterday. Gang, had to watch Harry Potter with my 3-year-old. I get it. K8, met you and your brother at Skankfest. That was a fun time. Marshall says, Brandon, Bijan Robinson got the bag. Yeah, deserves it. But it's also like inflation. That's where they're at. Still not more guaranteed money than the Love, the starting running back for the Cardinals as a rookie. I think he got guaranteed $51 million or something like that. Tomcat, Justin says you got the gray shirt. Love it, dude. Tomcat says UFC should make a Gable versus Walter Walker matchup. I think Gable will get subbed. I don't know, brother. I don't know. Is it slowing down, Chin, so I can get all of them?
I can make it slower.
A little slower so I can just get to all of them. Sam B, my son has been begging me to take him to watch the new Jackass. How was it when your boys took it? He's 11. He's pretty good sense of humor. I want to make sure it wasn't going to be too crazy. No, it's Jackass. It's nothing too crazy. My kids loved it, dude. They loved it. They were watching Beavis and Butthead last night. They could not stop laughing. I think it was Beavis has braces, and he bit into a caramel apple, and his braces ripped off. Dude, that's the hardest I've seen him laugh in a hot second. Ralph says, bro, it was 109 Temecula yesterday. Today in Oceanside. Hopefully the heat isn't intense. Temecula. Yeah. Oceanside shouldn't be 109. Jesus Christ. Patty's not lying. Listen to the audio and Black Ross yesterday had a way better comeback than Conor. Yeah, couldn't get much worse for Conor. UFC Fight Night girl, join the chat on vacation. Better when I'm not multitasking at work. Facts. Jermaine Jones, the first 5 minutes of TVK with you guys breaking down the clip of Ilya. Yeah, a lot of that has, like when we talk about like zesty and stuff like that, I know Brian's going to be able to run with that. So you guys help with that. I think I gave Gemma a shout out on there. I gave some other dudes a shout out on there. Raymond Bijan going for 2K this year. Eesh. That's tough these days. Goku. Robert says he's not going to fight him unless they are ranked 1 and 2 and 3. He wants to fight Ank. I'll take that. Tofar, any hidden menu tricks for when staying at the hotel that makes the stay awesome? No, dude, you can't go wrong there. Anywhere. Everything's great there, brother. Everywhere's great. Yeah, Stevie G. Rest in peace to Alan. Yeah, that's terrible. He passed away in his sleep. What did they say? Heart attack? Horrible. Horrible. Vengeance, do you think the UFC will add more fights to UFC Noches? They're adding Silva Rodriguez, right?
Yeah.
Snowfit, usually once players get the bag, their performance declines. It depends. Not all of them, especially running backs. But also running backs have a short half-life anyways. Cameron Cody says, what up, Chin? Thanks for all you do on the streams.
Thank you.
Yeah, so far, UFC Noches, you have Bram Moreno, Grasso, Ferro, Acosta, Curtis Blades, Gaslam, Tim Elliott. Yeah, not great. Not great. Imzavu B, have you tried Bucky since you moved to Texas? Hell yeah, my kids have Bucky pajamas that they love. That place is a lot. It's cool, but it's a lot. Mike Street said, so good to be back. Had another concrete pour at 2 a.m. in the morning. Jesus Christ, dude. BYU. Shout out to BYU. Shisho, have you seen any movies in 4D theaters? 4D movie theaters? It's a roller coaster mix of movies? Nah, man, it's a lot. Yeah, my kids probably would like it. For me, I get sick. I don't like the 3D movies. I don't like any of that stuff. Justin says, are you still mad at Nick for missing White House fight week? No. I think he's currently in the middle of moving. I've been here a hot second. Crackstream says, only slept 3 hours last night. Now I got to pull a 24-hour shift. 24-hour shift? What the hell you do, Bubba? John Matt, Scuba on the mound tonight. Get your popcorn ready. That's in Chicago. That boy's going to cook. The Dodgers need to get their freaking basketball. We're in a slump right now. We're all right. Philip, sorry I'm late to the chat. Dude, you're good. Omar, Brian Calvers, Jonah Hill, brand risk. Yeah, I don't think either one's going to sign up for that. K8, Hokit versus Jake Paul boxing. Yeesh. SB Youngbloods, what up, squad? Yep. Jonah Hill, Zuckerberg, line it up. I don't want to see any of them fight, man. It would do numbies. I don't want to see any of it. Shisho, any side info on Ilya having some sugar in the tank? Nah, just what you saw, Bubba. J-Rod, what's up, big dog? Also football data here in Texas. What part are you in, brother? Jerry, what's up, B? I see like the G-Shock Square. Ever look at the titanium versions? Look into it. I think you like those. No, the Toyo. This is the Toyo collab. I work with Toyo. So Toyo sent me this. It's the Toyo G-Shock collab. Yeah, I love it. I wear it all the time. I have some what you call fancy watches, but I wear this more than any of them. I love them. Oh, ref says hit that like button, fam. Graphic Gorilla, do you have any insight knowledge on who else to find in the upcoming Edmonton card? Who you got? Buckley versus Mellett? Man, Buckley got beat up so bad last time. It's hard to see him doing well again. Now that blueprint's out on how to beat him so easily. Galvin, if UFC signs Usman Nurmagomedov, do you think they will match him with? Top 6 cat right away. I don't think they want him to have a ton of success. UFC Fight Night Girl, I'm here in Van Pantoja are the main card, LA 331. Have anything about it? No, I haven't. They haven't released much. I'm trying to think. Let me see. They haven't released. I did get a. Yeah, I haven't seen much. I'm trying to think. The last thing I saw, I had it on here. I don't know where the hell it's at.
UFC 330?
Yeah, I had. Someone sent me a thing. I'll find it. All right, where are we at? Philip, does Jake Paul hype in boxing finish with AJ knock him out? Does he have 1 or 2 more opponents to fight with him, or is he serious about NFL talk? The NFL talk's just a narrative for him to run on because he can't run on boxing anymore since he got knocked out. And I don't think he wants to box, especially at a high level, because obviously he took it as far as he can. He got his jaw broke. He doesn't want to deal with that again. I bet he does MMA and fights like Nate Diaz. I think that's what he probably does. He does the Netflix MVP bullshit, which is fine. And they'll get numbies on there. And he'll probably fight MMA against, like a Nate Diaz figure. But as far as him fighting like serious boxing opponents, he was like, oh, shit, this isn't for me. The NFL thing is because he has nothing to run with right now. That's what he's doing. I don't get that one. I don't get that one. Slovit says, do you think Conor posting all these workout videos trying to show how superhuman he is and defying the odds when in reality it's a bad look and makes people question if he's actually injured? He posted he's going in for surgery today. So let's see what happens. Tofar, hey B, are you cool with Gas Monkey Garage? Thought about collab? They're in Dallas. I've had convos with them. They're great though. Mojito, what do you think about Carlos Prates, misspelled Prates? Savage, on a run. Ian Gary beat him. He didn't get enough credit for that, but Carlos is a beast. Stephanie B, have you seen Obsession yet? No, my girl and my mother-in-law watched together. They said it was good. Hurt my feelings. They watched it without me. Mike Street says, I have 15 years experience of boxing, weigh 220 pounds. I'd love to beat the shit out of Jake Paul, run half marathons in an hour and 20 minutes. I could run circles around him. Right. How old are you, Bubba? Just because you run marathons and you get shape doesn't mean you can box, And 15 years of experience boxing, like of competition or just in the gym, big difference. I hope you can, but I'm just saying there's a big difference. Vengeance, have you heard of any updates on Coker's new promotion? Do you think it'll compete with MVP LFA? Coker is going to get cooking. There's a lot of big boys involved. I did get an update. I don't think he can share with you guys, but he has some good people involved. His competition will be MVP for sure.
He's also scouting in Japan right now.
Yes. Yep. A big international push. But, the UFC, there's no competition for the UFC. So Coker's new thing, MVP, they're the ones battling out for second place. Patty says, I know you said yesterday you thought Rackett didn't look at the best at heavyweight. Were you not happy he was 235 kilograms, not a fat 265, and still had speed advantage? His speed was okay. He didn't fight against a guy known for his quickness. Kind of gassed out the end there, kind of grappled. He just looked okay. I don't see him as like a big contender there, which I was hoping I would see out of him. But it's like, all right. Rick, any good documentaries you've seen recently? Last one I watched the Idaho Murders one. And then the Charles Manson is My Grandfather one on Hulu. It's an interesting watch. But the Hidden Tapes of Charles Manson comes out, I think, next week on Netflix. My wife's like, how many of these are they going to make? I'm like, I don't care. I can't get enough of them. Let's go. Donley Gift. Hey, B. I think judging in the UFC has been a bit better lately. I'm registered in Florida to judge now. Oh, good for you, brother. Hope you know your shit. I agree. It has gotten a little better. The refereeing has gone a little down, and the judging has gotten a little better. Stephanie says, I was looking at tickets for PFL in Charlotte this weekend and was offended at the floor prices. Are they not giving them away? Mike Mukai, you should get a map and put a tack in each state represented in the chat. Fill it up. That'd be dope. Rafi, how successful do you think Usman can be in the UFC? God, he looks really good, but he's not fighting big-time competition. He'll reach top 3. You know, I don't know if he'll be champ. Depends who's there. And by the time they sign him, hopefully it's soon. But top 3. Top 3. It's tough. I got to see what he looks like when he faces really high-level competition. And he has been busted for PDs before. UFC is going to test for that, so something to consider. Shisho, do you still do fasting? Yes, sir. I usually don't eat till I get out here, so about 2:33. Eat a small meal. Then I'm at practice from about 4 to 7:30. Eat a small meal at home, and your boy's good. Slurp says, I heard you mention the other day that Islam only has 1 or 2 fights left. I was pretty surprised to hear that. I know he's done a lot, but it seems like he has more to give still. Why do you think he's gone? That's what his team's saying. You know, that's more of the conversation that they're saying. You know, and he's going to be like Khabib. You know, you're not going to just stick around. Yeah, I bet he has 2 left, brother. Adam says, blink if Strickland Khamzat inside info is he doesn't let Khamzat get in his head or bully him like he does with everyone else, so he's not scared of him at all. No, that's not it, Bubba. But here's my thing. Like, obviously, I can't say the Strickland Khamzat stuff, but like with him talking shit, now that we know like that was all fake, God, it's kind of cringy, you know? It's not a good look. Patty says, Dan Hardy in interviews is talking like MVP MMA is going to be on Netflix. Do you think you know something if it's a done deal? I think some of the big ones will be. I don't know about all of them. Again, I think it'd be dope if they did like something different. That, you know, Dana White Contender Series is on Tuesday nights. So if they don't like Thursday nights, like don't do it on Saturday and compete with UFC. Friday night fights, like old school boxing, like mix it up. Mix it up. Hey, bro, Gas Monkey and Schaub, let's go. Yeah, I know. Sean J. Murph, does Masvidal still have something that works with the UFC? Heard it a few months ago, but haven't heard anything about it since. Yes, he still has the. They're still reaching out. We'll see what happens, especially with Conor and him. Alex says, why don't Jake just line up a scrap on Dana White Contender since MMA is so easy? Well, he has his own promotion. Why would he give it to Dana? Ramen says, Morales Prates is the match to make. Winner faces Islami on winner. Love that. Agree, 100%. Yeah, Masvidal still has 2 fights on his contract. Abe says, in 2026, you got Brian to defend Epstein and Brendan to defend Charles Manson. I mean, it's easier to defend Charles Manson than it is Epstein. How crazy is that? Mike Street, buddy, we got to give up this dream, pal. I love you, but we got to give it up. How do I get to be like to be Jake Paul's training partner? Never happening, bud. I'll just do it in the gym if I have to. I've watched his fights, and I know I could get him. I'm 41. You got to give it up, Bubba. You got to stop. You got to stop, okay? I'm trying to help you out. You got to stop. It's never happening. As far as, like, being Jake's training partner, like, he's bringing young pros, you know? He's not bringing a 41-year-old on TRT who runs marathons. And I'm sure you're great, but that's never happening, pal. Marshall, Rutolo's coming to the UFC? Yep. Slowfit, do you think MVP versus PFL merger is pretty similar to when the XFL and USFL joined forces? both with big celebrity owners, Paul, The Rock, but can't hold a candle to the UFC and NFL. Yeah, it's similar. It's similar, but not as bad. Like XFL, USL, there's zero star. Like that's, I don't know who would invest in that, you know? Imzavu, B, hear me out. Remember in the movie Invincible? Do you think Jake could be the next Vince Papali? How dare you? How dare you? Vince Papali ran, I think, I want to say like a 4.540. I think he had played in high school. Like Jake's never played football. You know what I'm saying? Trump and Dad, Hill versus Rinks, take my money, right? SB Youngbloods, Aaron Pico versus Arnold Allen, take my money. Leo, what's on the wrist, beat? This is a G-Shock Toyo Tires collab. The Shea Show, since you cut back on a lot of things in life, did you cut back on your caffeine intake? Yeah, I usually just do one cup of coffee in the morning. I'm good to go. Sip my coffee, water my Fikes, and your boy's off to the races. Jay Snags, missed my question, Doc. Sorry, dude. What do you think about Uberine versus Rico fight at Glory? Think Alistair will come back extra saucy? Rico's probably going to fight Francis in boxing. Stay weird. Do you keep up with BKFC? Yeah, the big ones. The smaller ones, like basically they're equivalent to the fight nights, I don't, but the big ones I do. Ibarra Fit, what's up, brother? Client cancellation equals cardio making a live chat on the weekday. Love it, dude. SB Youngbloods, I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. What up, man? K8, what's your opinion on cage size from when you fought? When I fought Roy Nelson, it was the smaller cage, which I absolutely hated, right? Because I needed to avoid him, get away, and use my footwork. I thought that really screwed me. I think whenever the main event is heavyweights, it has to be the bigger cage. It should also just in general be bigger. You know, they do the smaller cages when it's the lighter weights, but bigger is better. Ian Moldon says, Chen, you're the man. Who's been the best person to work alongside with over the years at Big Brown Breakdown? T-Fat K or King of Sting? Out of all the people, who's the best?
It's tied, so Georgie and Cat.
Georgie and Cat?
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to Keto George. Galvin says, thoughts on Yaroslav Amazov? I think he's the real deal. Will be fine for the belt pretty soon. Yeah, he's the boogeyman of the division. Nobody wants to fight him. He's the most talented dude probably in that division. Mike Street, still going on here. I have a lot of Golden Glove experience, a lot of sparring with pros. Don't care, Bubba. Boxing trained at the gym in Utah, kind of for 5 years. Don't care, dude. Just let me hit him a few times. Never happening, pal. And I love you, dude. And I love you. I love you. But none of that means much to Jake Paul or professional boxers, pal. Shay Show, do you wake up before the kiddos? Where were we at? It jumped on me. Nope, you're too high. Keep going down. Keep going down, pal. Yeah, you're way too. Yeah, keep going down. Keep going down. There we go. Share Show. Do you wake up before the kids to have a little time to yourself before the cast starts? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way before them. Crackstream, have you seen or plan on seeing the new Spider-Man movie? No. If the kids want to see it, I'm down. I'm down. But no, I only go to the movies if there's like we went to the Minions movie, took them to Jackass. If the kids want to go, I'm down to go. But like, I'm not going to the movies to see any movie I want to see. Vengeance says, did you see Aoki is fighting Kaya Asakura, brother, on September 10th in Rising? Cool to see Shinya still doing the damn thing. Yeah, no, right? Yes and no. Aoki was such a beast back in the day, but Jesus Christ. Jay Snag, I know you're a busy dad and will be in the future too, but do you ever think about rolling anymore? No, never. I get a buddy who I coach with on Bossy's team who's getting ready. I think it's September. He's getting ready for IBJJF. I'll help him out. So I'll start rolling. I'll do it here and there, but as far as like a full weekly commitment, never happening. Trump Dad, you guys getting Scooball sealed the lockout. You know that, right? Yeah, maybe. 209 Jiu-Jitsu. Will we ever get a TFAK 3D Part 2? The Apache needs a sequel. Yeah, I don't think so, Bubba. That was such a special time. Fox Sports covered the bill, too. That thing was not cheap.
Jumped on its own. You see it anymore?
Yeah, Philip 9010. I think it's going to be a big announcement during UFC 330 for upcoming events, maybe, hopefully. They got to do something, right? Give us something to get the fan base excited. They're kind of just not watering the grass, for lack of a better term, after the UFC 329. After the whole Conor thing, they're just not really paying attention to the fan base. Tofar, hey B, please shout us out, brother. All Tofar fam in the car listening. Thanks for listening, fam. Joshua Jax is popping in real quick at the hospital. Just had the first kid. He was 6 weeks early. Oh, damn, preemie. I'm going to be in the NICU for a while. Yep. He's born with conditioning gastrosis, but he's doing good. Oh, good, brother. Good. Yeah, those NICUs are scary. Good luck, brother. Sean J. Murph. So Masvidal versus whoever the fuck in November at Massacre Garden, then him versus Conor next April. I don't think Masvidal in November. That boy's thick right now. Jake, yo, B, I'm driving down to Dallas from Massachusetts for a concert in a few weeks. Got any good restaurant recommendations? I'm driving down to Dallas. Dallas has Truth Barbecue, probably the best barbecue I've ever had. J. Luke, I think UFC is hesitant to try and sign Usman for the exact reason you say, that Daggy's hurt the sport. Say he gets in and wins a few in a row, and all of a sudden he's a once-a-year guy. Yeah. There's that, but I think they might do it just to mess with MVP. But I don't know if that's really messing with MVP, you know? Like, how big of a star is he actually, you know? Omar, was it fake talking about the beef between Sean and Khamzat? Yeah. Didn't you see him, like, hugging? And, like, they had security inside the octagon, and then they're like, no. And they're, like, literally, like, Ilia Topuria and that Spanish soccer player in the club, they like joined forces and joined hands. It was weird, man. Josh says we have to get that hat changed to maroon. Texas A&M. I'll send one out. Yeah, do it, dude. I like Texas A&M. In college, I lost them in overtime. That sucked. At your place. Mike Benda, late, my bad. You're good, dude. How's Mama Bear and 3 Cubs? They're crushing it, dude. Full-blown football. Bosty had his first day in pads yesterday. I was worried about him, but then you realize they're other 6-year-olds, you know, so they really don't hit that hard. And Bosty's still fast as shit, so he can get out the way. Keep going down. Please, Chen. Jehovah Thickness B, look into King of the Streets, the most violent fighting on the internet. Is it like so violent where it's hard to watch, or what are we talking about here? UFC Fight Night Girl says, B, you said the days of double champ will get harder. Is there anyone you see becoming a triple champ? No. Would love if Poton, it's never happened for a Poton, kids. In your opinion, what it would take and who can he beat in the heavyweight division? Not a lot of people. He looked really, really bad at heavyweight. Really, really bad. Slow. Didn't take a punch very well. You know, he just didn't look good. He will never be a triple champ. Again, all good. He's still, you know, Hall of Famer. It's all good. These are the King of the Streets?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That guy's grabbing his mouth.
Looks like eye gouging. Eye gouging.
Oh, we've watched these before.
Yeah,
Didn't some look AI?
They do kind of, but...
Justin Stanley says, thank you for your donation, buddy. The Thursday fight breakdowns are my favorite segment of the show. We would be great to expand that and go into detail on each fight and fighter. I hear you'll be tough for like this weekend's card. Like you're on the prelim guys. It's tough. When they're the bigger cards, I'm down, but it's tough. Alex, who should Medic get next? That's a good question because Medic's, you know, first round win in like 30 seconds. Is that a product of Medic's the man? Or is it a product where he fought a guy who, you know, got out of prison 10 months ago, and out of 8 of those months, he was in the prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was in a Mexican prison, and he had 2 months to get ready for this fight. So, Let me see the rankings there.
He's right there.
So they got Medic at 10. Bilal Muhammad would be a good one for him. Or Leon Edwards. Something like that. Something like that. JDM would be fun too, but that's a huge jump up. But he'll get a big name next. Muhammad or Edwards would be fun for him. That'd be a really good fight for him. The Shay Show, before Cat, why did you guys go through so many interns? I feel like there was a new girl every week. No, there is like maybe every few months, but it was interns. So you're going through, seeing who's a fit. But they also, it wasn't like a lifetime dream of theirs to be an intern for firing the kid. You know what I'm saying? So they would get other jobs. They'd move on. We'd bring somebody in. They'd get a real job. They'd move on. Just how it goes. That's what internships are for. Sam says, do you think Poton's a top 5 heavyweight? No. No, he's outside top 5. It's just, people always say, oh, now he's not cutting weight, and he's not ideal heavyweight. It's just not where he thrives at. He thrives at 205, That's where his sweet spot's at. He looks very slow. Abe says, who would be your ideal matchup when Usman is officially signed with the UFC? Top 5 contender. People got Murray for his debut. I think Usman should get at least top 5. Oh, he'll be a top 5. Coming from champ from PFL, they're not going to give him. Like, let's see at the division at 55. Let me see 55, Chin. He's getting a top 5 cat. They're not going to give him a walk in the park. I could see him getting Sarukian. Yeah. You're looking at, like, he's at the level of, like, a Sarukian, a Charles Oliveira, even Patty, something like that. But if they sign him this year, he's not fighting Ilya. He's not fighting, they're going to give him a tough fight. He's not getting, like, a Max Holloway, right? Max Holloway's in, like, legend fights. Charles Oliveira's on the border of that. Then you have Armin and Charles fighting. Patty's going to fight Ilya. Gamrot has a fight coming up. They're not going to give him, like, Makano or BSD. They're not going to do that to him. They're going to give him a very, very tough matchup. Like, they're not going to give him a Dan Hooker. They're going to give him a very, very tough fight. As they should. He's a champ. Normac, have your kids always been good about eating? I still get mine to eat sometimes, especially at dinner. They're kids. Basti eats like a bird. Tiger, you got to make sure he doesn't eat too much. They're polar opposites. Just depends. They're kids. Not the end of the world. Omar, dude, they did the smaller cage in the second Francis versus Stipe fight, and it felt was huge disadvantage for Stipe and screwed him. Correct. Yeah. Jehovah Thickness, what's your thoughts on Dodgers getting swept? Dude, we go through this every year. They have a dry spout, and everyone's like, oh, Dodgers ain't shit, and then playoffs start, and we just sweep the floor with everybody and win the thing. You know how it goes. You know the game, dude. We'll be fine. Mike Benda, what's the best feeling in sports? World Series, Super Bowl, UFC champ, or killing your first time at the comedy show? Well, I've never won a World Series, never won a Super Bowl, was never UFC champ, so I don't know what that feels like. Killing your first comedy show is cool, but I would assume those other ones are probably better. Probably UFC champ since all on your own, Normac, Medic should fight Buckley next. Buckley has a fight coming up, Bubba. So that's not going to work. That fool Chris says, Brent asked me to come to the studio live. I turned it down. He offered me 15, 10 million, or about 5 million. Turned it down. Got to keep grinding from the comment section. Turned it down. Big school in Jacksonville. Big college in Jacksonville. Iberafit, any thoughts on doing another giveaway? If so, what car options? Grateful every day for it. Yeah, so Iberafit won the Dark Horse Mustang Supercharged Roush collab. Daughter absolutely loves it. Posted a video that went pretty viral. Love it, dude. Love it. In time, dude, I'm so swamped, man. I'm so goddamn swamped. I can't imagine doing a build right now. I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure it out. Football is straight up full-time second job. I mean, it's so much work, and I love it. I wouldn't change for anything. And then Bossy picks up baseball, too, so I'll be helping out with that. So it's just a lot. That's where my energy's going right now. But I'll figure it out, bud. Marshall says, hey, Brandon, what's the best fictional athlete in a movie of all time? The best fictional athlete in a movie of all time? Willie Beeman? Is that a good one? Sunshine? Remember the Titans? That white boy was a liability at cornerback. That white cornerback's a liability. Boulder Johnny says, just curious, did you say y'all moved to Austin? Yes, sir, over a year ago. Private taxes here are ridiculous. Depending on where you move, yes. Moved here from Colorado in 2023. Yeah, it makes up in other ways, bud. Trump and Dad, member for 1 month. Welcome, brother. Is Rhonda scared of Holly? Also, shout out to the Brownies in the chat. I don't think Rhonda's scared of Holly. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for her to fight Holly. Or like people were talking about, especially I think Cyborg's with PFL, so Netflix MVP, just took all their that roster, so they could do Ronda Cyborg. Why would Ronda do that in any capacity? You know what I'm saying? Why? Jehovah Thickness Rotola versus Mikey MMA? Nah, man. No. I said UFC, Bubba. Galvin says, missed you on the golden hour. Chris and Eric are fun, but ain't the same without the three of y'all together. Yeah, it just sucks to zoom in, dude. I'm sick of it. I do miss those guys, though. Alex says, I think Medic versus JDM would be good. Agree. The cleaner just got here, bro. All good. Omar says, are you talking about Strickland and Khamzat? But they were more like in competitive mode, like, all right, motherfucker, you talked all this shit and it's go time now. They're both excited to get the chance to fight and show up. Yeah, but it was all, it was all bullshit. Like, there was no actual animosity. They were just doing it to build up the fight. Then after they're hugging, like, you're tough, man, okay. And then, Khamzat's putting out, like, oh, I let you win that belt. It's like letting my little sister win. It's like, and the trash talk's terrible. It's not good. Was that fake? It was definitely an attempt to sell tickets. And that's what Strickland said. He's like, yeah, we're trying to sell a fight. We don't hate each other. So it's like, that's why this rematch, like, all right, I'll watch. But that's why no one's vying for it. And then you got Imavov, who's like, I want the shot too. Like, God, both these options suck, Imzavu, have you tried Salt Lake Barbecue B? It's near Austin. You got to go if you haven't. I haven't tried Salt Lake. Brody says, out here building electric panels for super rich people whose houses I'll never afford. At least we got the lives. Let's go. Yeah, those people suck, dude. You wouldn't want electric panels anyway. SB Youngbloods, Whitaker versus Roundtree is fun. Now with the current landscape, yeah, super fun. Tomcat, if Usman fights top 5 off the rip, he's losing. That's what they're going to do, though. Like, they'll make an example of them. They notice all the guys that come from another league, especially their champs, they get no easy fights. As they should. You're champ. Let's see what's up. Jay Snag, see that Scott Coker was in Japan. If he's in Japan top team, he's looking for free agents who's stellar at 145. Yeah, he'll find them, He's always been really good at scouting talent. Alex, what if we get Diego versus Usman? Ooh, Diego's moving up. True, I like that. I'll be candid. I want Usman to lose. I don't like when guys come from another organization and have success. Is Diego the toughest test? Mike Benda says, Medic has to fight somebody that can weather the storm, and as far as Alex goes, he will never beat the top heavyweights. He wasn't built that way. Yeah, correct. Patrick Martinez, do you ever get the new dog update? Dude, so Joanna on Saturday, I had kiddos practice, both had practice, and we put the deposit down for the pup, and she drove out there, It's like almost a 3-hour drive. And she sent videos and all this stuff. And then she got back and was like, all right, well, in I think 2 weeks, we had to pick up the dog. And it's just like, do we want to do the whole puppy thing? We just finally got settled in Austin. We're here. Do we want to restart everything with a pup? So I think we're going to wait. We're going to wait, especially because I'm usually the one who's responsible for the dog, especially the training, stuff like that. Again, I'm so swamped. So I think we wait till next summer to do it, because there's a break between baseball all-stars and football, like the end of June to like July. That'd be a time to do it. Right now is not the time to do it. But the lady kept our deposit, which, fair point. Oh, K8. My answer is Al Bundy. Yeah, but he was all high school, you know? Omar says, just like anyone else who would treat people differently from different mental states. Sean was talking about him after the fight on a high of winning the belt. I don't think it made it fake. There's no animosity there, Bubba, you know? Hey, listen, if that sells you on the fight, more power to you, brother, you know? Shisho, in your line of business, what's the hardest part of being an entrepreneur? You constantly got to adapt, you know? Like, you can't just keep doing the same shit. You constantly got to adapt and be current with the shit. Chin's 50, and I'm fucking 40.
Not 50 yet.
So it's not, you know, it's tough. We don't have, like, a young cat on the team. Like, even doing this live, we still don't know what the fuck we're doing. Patty says, do you think if Alex stays at heavyweight and cuts down to 230, you have a better chance of making a run at the title? Yeah. I think you give him more tools. Like, I think his speed would stay elite. What he's doing now ain't going to work. I'll tell you that right now. He's going to lose again if he comes in heavy again. The Cleaner B, I think you were hard on the PFL take yesterday. We need a good second promotion. There can be two. Sure. I don't think I'm hard on it. It's just that's the reality. Like, UFC has it on lock. Sure, fire away. There's nothing in fighting. We need a good B. It's good for the fight game, so they can use it as negotiating tactics against the UFC. I want them to do well, but again, you got to build stars. You got to have TV right deals and stuff like that. Dave said, I'm late, but I made it. Thank you for coming, dude. SB Youngbloods, thoughts on Izzy versus CLD? Eesh. I still like Izzy, Bo. Tofar, recommendation for the kiddos, a newer Beavis and Butthead episodes. Yeah, that's what they're watching. I show them the old ones I grew up on. They're like, get this shit out of here. They watch the new ones. J-Rod, it's my son's first year at tackle. He is 9. Been working with him every available moment. He might not be the most athletic, but he got that dog in him. That take him pretty far, brother. That dog, especially in tackle football, take him pretty far.
It's going to jump probably.
Yeah, definitely jump. I'm caught up. Forrest Gump. Oh, that's a good call. That motherfucker was just fast and ran straight, though. That's where we are, Chin. We're good. Good call on Sunshine. Yeah, that motherfucker was a liability. The Shay Show. If you could beat the shit out of one fictional bad guy from your childhood, who would it be? No, I never got touched as a kid. All the teachers were cool. You know, I'm good. Goku says, because of you, I started having a Diet Coke every now and then. I don't ever drink pop. Yeah, I feel you. They're not bad for you, man. Don't believe all the hoopla on it. Norman, I still feel bad for Gina. I know she got her bag, but that shit must have been a little embarrassing. Not really. Been literally gone, 15, 18 years. Made money. Looked great. Now she's in great shape. Like, she won, man. Becker, welcome to the party. Mike Mukai, that Otani market is flooded right now. You can get graded ones for cheap. I have 12 rookies myself. Talking about cards. Crackstream. Cyborg definitely on TRT. Correct. Cyborg's on everything. Correct. Cyborg hurts Ronda. I would hope so. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's active. She's big girl. Like, that's, again, there's no upside for Ronda to take that fight. Jehovah Thickness B, what was your last job that wasn't podcasting and fighting? Could you imagine? I was selling supplements before I made an Ultimate Fighter. I was selling supplements door to door. Tough kid. Ian Muldoon, mate, have you watched the Run It Straight hits? Yes, where those big Aussies are just running into each other. It's fun. Those boys get messed up. Andrew, late to the chat, but any update on Food Truck Drive's revival after the LA trip? Dude, we didn't even get to it. I was so swamped, we did not talk about it. But I talked to those guys again in 2 days, so we'll see. Raymond says, give us 2 taps on the bill of your hat if you know anything about a Hogan versus Alex at Madison Square Garden in November. See, Moolah, Texas just passed a new law making marijuana a felony. Wonder how Rogan feels about that. Is that true? I don't give a shit because I don't smoke weed in any capacity, but, I mean, that's not good. Also doesn't, well, the argument was it adds a lot of dollars, like income back into the city, but I don't know how true that is anymore. Is it, Chin?
No, not really. It says yes, but it's hard to distinguish between hemp-derived THC products.
So they do all the weird CBD stuff?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not a felony, though.
Oh, they're talking about Usman. Give him Charles or Armin. Yeah. Trump and Dad pups are like kids. Yeah, it's a lot, man. Jehovah Thickness, imagine we have that Saudi money. We put on stand and bang one night tournament. We combine every 2 weight classes or open weight. Commission, all that. Like your stuff, dude. SB Youngblood says, just saw that Poton stated that he is dead set on getting that heavyweight belt and has planned on to get that belt winner of Aspinall versus Gane. Very tough. Very, very tough. Barnhill, dude, the Barnhill brothers. They make great content. Go watch the Barnhill brothers. They're great. Loving the live content you're doing now, bro. Question, does the UFC consider number one contender 5 straight? Does UFC consider number one contender 5 straight out of the gate for Usman, Nurmagomedov, when they eventually sign him? Oh, yeah. So they're saying who will they pair up Usman with? Is he a straight contender? Absolutely. Like, he's undefeated, multi-time defending champion from PFL. They're going to give him a dog, dude. They're going to give him a dog. And it's not going to be like a fun, easy matchup. Like, he's not going to get one of the legends like Max Holloway or say like Dustin Poirier comes back or Justin Gaethje. No. He's getting a dog. Like Armin, he'll get Sarukian, could get Sarukian, Charles, something like that. Like, they're going to give him a dog, you know? They're going to give him a dog. If Gamrot beats Killian, they could do something like that. They're going to try making a rough night in the office for him, as they should. Shout out to Barnhill brothers, though. They're great.
Jumping in the see.
Yeah, I know where we're at. Smitty, why is the NCAA such a mess right now? Players trying to return while teams are established already. Sad times for college sports unless they fix it. They have to fix it. The toothpaste is out of the bottle, and it's hard to get back in, but they got to figure it out. Scoops is cool. Says, have you ever looked into the serial killer Billy Mansfield? His property is like 20 minutes from my house. They're still looking for bodies 40 years later. Where's that at, brother? I feel like I know something about that. Jay Finn says, what up, Brent? Signed up for Ways to Well and got my blood work done. Notice you're working with another company now for peptides. I still work with Ways to Well on like my wellness stuff, but as far as straight get my peptides, I get it from Merrick. Yeah. The difference, both great companies. Merrick's going to be a little faster as far as getting it to you and stuff like that. You still got to do the blood work. They're both great. But I was just at Ways to Well last week getting IV, was working out in the gym. Yeah, they're both great. Tomcat says, making the trip to Philly next weekend, not going to the fights, But I'm going to go to the meet and greet with Patty. That'd be awesome. Show, as a former thick boy, I need to know your top 3 desserts. Dude, your boy hasn't had dessert in forever. Can't eat sugar because of my teeth, so I'm sorry. Trumpet Dad, NIL is ruining NCAA. It's not good. Alex, does anyone say Waterboy as far as fictional athletes? He was good. He's pretty one-dimensional. Could only go downhill, really. You know? I'm still going with Willie Beeman, man. At least he was in the pros. Like Waterboy, he's playing at a low-level college in Louisiana. The cleaner says, to your point aside from the Contender Series, Bellator was doing a better job at developing talent. Disagree. Also, last big talent influx brought the golden era of light heavyweight and heavyweight Strikeforce. Yeah, Strikeforce, yeah. Coker did a great job. Contender Series, we want to talk about contenders. Boy, look at all the talent that's coming out of the Contender Series. It's set up by design, so they pay them really low when they get into the UFC. But if you look at how many champs have come from the Contender Series and a lot of people that we know, Contender Series is by far the most successful development of talent, by far. And they've also been around forever, and that's the point of it, to feed into the UFC, and they don't have to pay them crazy income. It's messed up, but yeah. Slowfit, have you shown your kids the classic like Mighty Ducks, Heavyweights, Little Giants? Hell yeah, dude. Out of all those, they love heavyweights. Chia, 24, welcome to the party. Omar, dude, your Ian Gary talk was the topic of Charles' video about Ian Gary. You talked about, Chaels? I thought it said Charles. I'm like, Oliveira? Dude, your Ian Gary talk was the topic of Chaels' video about Ian Gary. You talked about how you went off on him that day, said he called you after the pod. He's just BSing or what? That Ian Gary called me after the pod? Or that Chael called me? He might have called me. I had so many missed calls, man. I don't know. Cheers, 24. Let's get it. Happy doing these live casts. Thanks, brother. Anybody else listen at their 9 to 5 turning wrenches? Turning wrenches. What are we working on, Mike? Jehovah Thickness. What is the most strange or weird sponsorship offer you've ever gotten? Any you recall, Chin? Most of it's just some weird shit. Trying to think any weird ones. Nothing too weird.
There's never a fleshlight here, right? At Fighter and the Kid?
Never. No. That's so old school,
Yeah,
Chin.
I'm just like,
No. That started on Rogan. Aubrey Marcus started Fleshlight. No, we've never gotten weird ones.
I can't think.
We've had some ones we've turned down. It just didn't fit a line, you know. Boulder Johnny, have you had the chance to tour the UT football facilities? How did it compare to the UC? If so, UT definitely better. But again, they're the richest team in the country, so you would assume better. Normac, any future tattoo ideas? Dude, I just want someone to sleeve me up from the knee down on my left leg. I just got to find someone who's down to do it here in Austin. John Matt says, BMX Talk, episode 40 of King of the Sting. That's probably 8 years ago. You put the Sting on BMX for grown men. Any takebacks? Yeah. Hell yeah, I'd take it back. Where are we at? Yeah. That's many. Yo, B, what's the right age to let kiddos watch UFC? My 4-year-old watches LED, let some fights with me, and asks why they're so tired after being knocked out. Am I a bad dad? No, it's a sport, Bubba. It's a sport. First Gen Dad says, first pay-per-view I paid for the Conor fight, $10.99 UFC Fight Pass, $29.99 Sports Plus, then $70 for the pay-per-view. Last fight was such a letdown. Where are you, dude? We don't, in the States, we don't pay any of that. I think we just pay the whatever's $4.99 for the Paramount. Austin says, Schaub, investment advice, real estate or stock market? I'd rather real estate and start getting rental properties. I like real estate, but a lot of people crush it on stock market. I just don't know the stock market, so I can't speak on it. Barnhill Brothers, yes, sir. You got it, man. Keep killing it, fellas. Shit show. What if Usman right out the gate fails the drug test? Wouldn't surprise me. Look how many guys have failed in their camp. All I'm saying is look into it. And maybe there's made some mistakes, and there's just 7 of them on the team that tried some shit out, and they all, you know. That fool, Chris, are you going to break down Dana White Contender Series? No. I watch it, but I would not do a show on it. So 5 fighters. 4 fighters have actually received suspensions. Yeah. This one got 6 months. That wasn't that long ago. But again, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they figure out people make mistakes. Mike Street, turning wrenches, pouring concrete. These live cheats make it fun. Love it, dude. Scoops is cool. It says Hernando County, Florida for Billy Mansfield. Same time frame as the MK Ultra stuff. That makes sense. I have to look into that one. Bring him up, Chin. Billy Mansfield, serial killer.
Yeah, I had him for a sec here.
Add somebody. Thank you, sir.
It's just California and Florida.
Billy Mansfield, serial killer. 6 women. They're thinking more, huh?
Yeah.
It's tough to get hype these days as a serial killer. Those days are over.
We should probably do ads soon when you want.
Wait till noon exactly, and then we'll do that, Jen.
Okay.
Where are we at? Trump and Dad, 400 in the chat. Yes, sir. Let's go. Slurp says, I don't think there's a fix with NCAA. Like you said, toothpaste is already out of the tube. Go back and not let a player get paid now. They could do more restrictions on the pay. So you have to graduate in order to get the payment. They get stipends every month. They could do something like that. I think if you're going to pay these kids, you have to lock them into a contract. Unless the head coach leaves, then you should be given an out to leave. But if you sign with a school for whatever's $10 million, you have to stay at the school. You can't just bounce around. I don't think it's good kids are just bouncing around. Sam says, what percentage do you give Ian Gary to beat Islam? 15%. Big Dog Ryan, when do we get Alex vs. Hokit time frame? End of the year. Andrew, you ever seen Blackbird on Apple? Come on, bro. I've seen it probably twice now. Imzavu says, I don't get all the weed laws when alcohol is arguably worse and readily available everywhere. Yeah, it's all weird. That's me. I missed the Looking for a Fighter shows Dana Matt used to. Dude, I never watched them, but I heard they were good.
They're fun.
Reese, I got the QT cup back. Only had a small Diet Coke can yesterday in the video. I know. I thought you were cutting back. Absolutely not. I was running late yesterday, so I couldn't stop at my local QT. Where are you at? Jack Stapleton, welcome to the party.
Right there.
Yep. Shay shows, are you shying away from thick boy because you're having problems with your teeth? What do you mean? Like getting thick? Okay, heavyweights, it's hard for me. All I wanted was a go-kart. Never got him. 38. I have all the go-karts. Good for you, dude. David says, well, back to work. I'm going to attempt to drive a forklift and participate. Patty says, do you think Dern versus Robinson top fight is going to end up being a stand-up battle because Robinson has the most subs in the division? I'm hoping we get a little bit of that grappling out of them. I hate when 2 really good grapplers just strike. Then get low-level striking. Let's take you to the ground, see who's better. You got to do your action?
Yeah.
Hit it, dog. I just have to stay quiet.
Oh, this is actually a live read.
Oh,
Fabletics.
shit, I got to read it for you guys.
Fabletics.
All right. What company is this?
Fabletics.
Fabletics. I do dig Fabletics. Listen, this is the time of year has me reaching for layers. 1 minute. Dude, this is weird reading in front of you guys. 1 minute it's warm outside. The next you're dealing with cooler weather or the AC blasting. So it's nice to have pieces that work wherever the day takes you. That's one of the reasons I love shopping at Fabletics. They've got, I'm kind of insecure reading in front of you guys. They got great layers pieces that work now and well into the fall. And if you're new to Fabletics, becoming a VIP unlocks major savings on your first purchase. So stock up on everyday staples. It's a lot more affordable. All right. When you sign up as a new VIP, you get 70 to 80% off everything, which made it easy to stock up on workout shirts, shorts, joggers, hoodies. They have everything that you need. All right. So shop now at fabletics.com/Schaub, SCHAUB, to get 70 to 80% off everything when you sign up as a new VIP. Take the quick style quiz and be sure to select Schaub when prompted to unlock this offer. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Again, that's fabletics.com/Schaub for 70 to 80% off everything is a new VIP. That's Fabletics. 70 to 80%, that's a ton, right? Mm-hmm. All right, where are we at?
Around somewhere.
All right. ALC, love the smell of diesel in the morning. Me too. Norback, feel like we haven't seen much about Kevin Vallejos lately. Yeah, hot second. Mike Streets, Gable and Hoke is bound to happen eventually. Who wins that fight? I think Hoke will surprise everybody. They shouldn't do it. Like, again, I tell you guys this. Gable needs to cook. He's 2 or 3 away from fighting a guy like Hoke. Hoke versus Poatan announcement coming, I would assume. Kevin Planker, what the hell's happened to the Dodgers? 4 losses in a row is crazy. I know we're in a slump, dude. Just wait. You don't think they're going to win tonight with Screwball pitching for the first time? The boys they're in first place. The other thing is the Padres suck. So is Arizona. So we're fine. Marshall says, Brand saw Tiger put in work with Boston. Yeah, I got Tiger throwing him. BP. Mike Street, I think Hokit beats Alex. He's right in his head. I would favor Hokit right now. After that last performance we saw was bad. Tattoo in Austin would probably be right up your and Chin's alley, especially in Japan. That long layoff poor Kayla having surgery. Yeah, I think we get it. I think we get it this year. I assume they're just sitting on all these big matchups, and the boys been working, and we're going to get a bunch of matchups. I hope, man. I hope. They're not watering the grass right now. Normac, I cringe every time I hear a coworker says Brandon Schaub. Yeah. Hey, at least they're saying my name, though. Kind of. Omar, dude, damn, that dude came with King receipts. Yeah, I'll take it. Trumpet Dad, yo, B, what's the healthy weight to put on weight? I'm about 150 pounds, and I like to, dude, you're victim weight. I'd like to add about 20 to 25 pounds. 25 pounds is a lot of weight, brother. How tall are you? 25 pounds is a lot of weight. I'd hit up Merrick. I'd get my blood work done. I'd definitely get on that TRT. There's some other stuff I would do. Definitely get on that creatine daily and start lifting heavy, low reps and eating healthy, lean foods, brother. You know? You want to put on good weight. You don't want to come in like Potan with a BBL. Drum Dad says, nailed that, Reed. Yeah, I guess, dude. Austin, update on Bossy. Bossy's okay. He's been taking CBD. They checked him out. It's a nervous tick like I used to have as a kid. Even now, it'll pop up. Like if I think about it now, I gotta squeeze my eyes. So it's just that. I mean, he does it when he gets stressed. So he was on a boat. He gets really stressed on the boat. I think he might have been nervous for football, first day of pads. He's thinking about that. Tryouts with 8U, their older kids. I think a lot of that stress triggers his tics, but he's okay. He's good. Jumping Dad by Mariner, such a disappointment. Bro, how about the big dumper? Jesus Christ. Kevin Plunkett, I'm pumped for Screwball tonight. Me too, dude. Yeah, I'm going to try and watch it. See what time I get done. Eduardo says, hey, Brent, I found a company that makes the fat tire bikes. Sick bikes. Your boy Diesel Dave posted an ad for them. I also found a BMX with 24-inch tires, but it's electric. Eesh, can't do electric. Oh, Diesel. I did see Diesel Dave post something, but is that more of a beach cruiser? You know what I'm saying? Can't have a beach cruiser out here in Texas. Normac, is Jones still under contract with the UFC? I feel like he's done if that's the case. Yes, he is. He's never coming back. It was like a straight ad. It popped up. It's him on a bike, though, Chin. That's my boy, though. I love those guys. Where we at?
Is it dropping?
Shark Sports Card says, as a Tigers fan, you're welcome for Scooball. Dude, they had 3 other offers. It's just the Dodgers, you know, they chose the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Also, Poton Chin's Hokit. You might be right. The Cleaner, 2 things to counter. You're right about the Contender Series, but Dakota is the biggest women's MMA star talent right now, aside from Seattle, PFL. Has been better cards on the road versus non-numbered events. No. Dakota is the biggest women's MMA star talent right now? You're saying, like, overall? Like, what do you mean? Like, you think more people know Dakota than Mackenzie Dern? Or Shevchenko? You know? Or Paige Van Zandt, who's not even in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? It's like Dakota's big for us. Like, I love Dakota. I'd love to see her come to the UFC. Her last fight was not great. You know, that did not win her any awards or get people vying for her to come to the UFC, unfortunately. Gavin, when do you think the real strawweight champ Zhang Weili will get her title back? Hopefully never. She's all right to me. Not my favorite. Trumba Dad, you're 5'10", 150. Bubba, let's get cracking. Ouch. No, dude, I'm just kidding. It's from, I was telling Callan he's victim weight, right? I always say if you're under 200 pounds, I see victims. You know? My Terminator only acknowledges people over 200 as threats. Just being silly, brother. Normac, I know it's in the past, but did you think Dominic Reyes and Gustafsson beat Jones back in the day? Dominic Reyes, maybe if you go back and watch it, his was closer. Gustafsson, no. No. Himbo Slice, damn son, I'm officially a thick boy now, I guess. Hell yeah. All right, so I got to ask, GSP best ever do it, right? Class act, true martial arts, retired on the top twice. Best ever? Oh, he's up there. Yeah, he's Mount Rushmore. He's up there. Lounging with Louis says, my friend Chino calls me to say goodnight. Is that zesty? You both have girls and married? What, dude? That's pretty zesty. Every night he calls to say goodbye, something's up there, bud. He doesn't text. Even texting, goodnight, pretty zesty, right? Chicago to Arizona. Hey, my daughter's 6. I want to start teaching her softball. Obviously, I played baseball growing up. No clue how to start teaching softball pitches. Any clue where to start? Softball pitches? Dude, I don't know softball either. If my daughter plays softball, I'm going to have to look it up. Teach her to high five. You get a tennis ball, teach them to high five the tennis ball. Just have them start so they're not scared when they start doing pop flies and when the balls come at their face. Just have them grabbing tennis balls. Because if you do the softball, it hits them in the eye, you're screwed. Add somebody B, what's something you want to still accomplish in life for yourself you have not done yet? Oof, there's a lot, Bubba.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Sorry, dudes. I don't know what the hell that was. What's something I want to accomplish? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Just keep being there for the kiddos, staying in shape. I'd like to buy a piece of land and have a studio on it. That's probably the next goal of mine. Buy like a few acres. Because that's proper text to me. And not for me to live on, but just to have like my studio there, the cars, build like a track for the kiddos for ATVs and stuff. Chink and fish there, hide bodies, stuff like that. Mikey Mackay, D-backs host LA next week. Care to wager? Otani rookie card for... Yeah, you tell me, brother. I'm down. Right now with the Dodgers, weird. If they give a shit, we'll win. K8 says, Joe Stevenson and Dominic Reyes are my hometown heroes. I was a freshman when Reyes was a senior. He was really good at football, too, out there, yeah? Big fan base, a glass jaw now. That's not fair. The cleaner, absolutely bigger than Dern. Interesting. Not that it's everything, but go to their Instagrams, Jen.
Dern and
Dakota. There she is. So she has 393,000 followers. Now go to Mackenzie Dern.
Broke. $1.8 million.
Did you say 1.8 million?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the UFC, so she's getting mainstream. She's getting, she's the champ, and they're both pretty girls, but she's the champ, I'm telling you, if you're not in the UFC, you ain't shit as far as like the casuals. We know Dakota, she's amazing, and she would absolutely thrive in the UFC. But as far as like name recognition and talent and people knowing who she is, she's not even the top 5, Bubba, of female fighters. Not even close. Talent-wise, I think she's up there. It doesn't matter. You and I we're too deep. We're too close to it, But no. Cleaner, absolutely bigger than Dern. Bubba, you gotta do your research. Big Dog Ryan, Brandon, my 3-year-old daughter loves hitting off a tee. Softball is the same as baseball. Start with a tee? Absolutely start with a tee. 1,000%, Bubba. Normac, did you side more with Jones or DC when they were fighting? I was a DC myself. Hated Jones attitude, but respected talent. I like both, right? DC's my boy. I like both. I liked when they were doing that Fox interview. I think it's Fox Sports, and the camera went and they thought they were off mic, and DC was like, "I'm gonna spit on you," and John was like, "I will legit kill you." Like there's actual hatred there. So there's like actual they hated each other. There's actual animosity. So that back to like Omar, when we're talking about Strickland, Khamzat, they don't hate each other. They can be around each other. You can put them at press conferences. They're not going to fucking kill each other. DC and John, remember when they're MGM promoting the fight and literally tore down the stage and fought each other? Like that real animosity, like actual hatred, that's what I'm talking about. Not selling a fight. Those boys were not selling a fight. Reese says, do you feel like there will ever be a 165-pound class? No. We have enough issues fulfilling the obligations now to all the fights that they have. Atsumi says, totally said Zesty to a coworker. He was like, what the F does that mean? I know, Zesty's not a big thing, which is kind of fun. The cleaner, fair, bro. You went, I'm hardcore, so I guess you're right. I see it, though. Rose tinted glass. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Like to us, it's like, holy fuck, Dakota's this next big thing. Dude, she's the co-main event on this. She's not the main event, right? So there's like, to us, we're like, she's the next big thing. She's bigger, but it's just no, not even close, Bubba. You got to think about all the promotion the UFC's done for Mackenzie Dern. And, she was big even before when she was like starting to come up because obviously she's a very attractive girl, ADC world champion, her dad's Megatron. So, like, dude, not even close. Shark Sports, yeah, Dern is the dream UFC women's champ, correct. Mikey Mackay, where should I send my proposed wager for T-Fat Kid? Do ask Chin. Mike Benda, I think MVP should target Brock Lesnar. They can, and that's just you're back to the Bellator model. So there's no longevity in it. It'd be fun for us for a few years, but there's no as far as like building an actual organization, you know? Glam Cocktail says, pretty sure a lot of these MMA fans who look like MMA Guru would bow down to their wife if she looked like Ian Gary. What do you mean bow down? Like say the same shit Ian Gary's saying? I don't think so, Bubba. Most guys don't talk that way, no matter how hot she is. The cleaner, I see more potential versus actual numbers in that instance. Well, potential. Mackenzie Dern's a world champion, Bubba, in the biggest organization in the world. You know, like Dakota has a long ways to go, dude, and she's fighting nobodies. You know, like when she comes to UFC, it's not gonna be a walk in the park for her, especially after watching that last fight, dude. She's not gonna come in and storm the fucking troops. You know, like it's gonna be tough. Normac, I think the closest thing to Jones DC rivalry we had was Cody Garbrandt versus TJ. That's up there. That was a fun one. Sam, you consider Jones the GOAT? Yes. Justin, make some zesty big brown shirts, crop tops, right? Some zesty rollerblades and cut off jean shorts. AK49 Racing, good morning from your biggest fan in Alaska. Shout out. What's Alaska like right now? Alaska, best place I've ever been.
Yep.
Andrew, Brock versus Schaub on MVP. Buddy. Odison says, been a minute since we got any fun conspiracy talks. Can we get Sam Tripoli on T-Fat K? Yeah, that would be fun. One of the best companions was when y'all told Rogan about the Kurt Cobain conspiracy. I forget that one.
How his wife killed him or something like that?
Oh, dude, those are facts. Clamcock, is it just me or has there been very little women's fights in the last few months? Very, very few. Big Dog Ryan, Mackenzie may be champ, but the competition is not very good these days in women's MMA. It's a snooze fest. Yeah, but she's champ, and now it's a snooze fest in the UFC. What do you think it's like in the PFL? You know what I'm saying? Like Dakota's fought a girl that lady might be 42, like old as fuck, undersized, good competitor, but not UFC quality. AJ Thompson, sub shop. I'm sure you've talked about it, but how about Aaron Rodgers? A lot of people owe that man an apology. I love me some Aaron Rodgers. Stick by him at all costs. Love me some Aaron. Agent, how many of y'all have that thick boy Phillies jersey? I just dusted mine off, but I think it's a little big. I'll try rocking it. Kevin Pluggett, damn, did Joanna's lawyer call T-Fat Case? Get my question twice. It's all good. What was it, brother? Send it again. Comic Cody, Soaked in Bleach. Great doc about the Cobain murder. Dude, Soaked in Bleach, probably top 5 well-done docs I've ever seen. Lounging with Lou says, low-key, Jonah Hill, 10-7's Gallon. Dude, I think Gallon beats the brakes off of him. Kid Nicholas, Gallon beats the shit out of him. Oh, Brad. What happened between Rampage and Jackson Podcast? Stop giving us blue balls. Again, not my story to tell, fellers and ladies. Not my story to tell. Not my story to tell. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. It's over business, always. It's always over business. I'll put it that way. I think certain things were agreed upon and didn't get done. I know. I want to give you guys the tea. It's just not. I'm not involved in it. So who am I to out these two guys? You know what I'm saying? It was the agreement, and one thing was expected, and it didn't happen. And so I think Rampage was like, I'm out. Slurp, are you buddies with Chrissy D? Yeah, I love Stefano and Giannis. Yeah, those are my guys. I've been listening to their pod history of Hyenas lately. I'm glad they're back together. Yeah, they're great. They're great. Those guys are fantastic because they broke up and they came back together, right? Austin, I've been dying to know what's happened between our boy Rampage. Yeah, yep. Oh, Kevin Plug asked when we're getting Jonah Hill and Brian. I probably skipped it because I alluded to it earlier. Yeah, my money's on Brian. Beats the shit out of him. I joke with Brian. Brian beats the fuck out of Jonah Hill. Patty, do you think if Wheelie comes back, she's down to she beats Dern? Tough fight, right? Tough fight for Dern. Protect Dern at all cost. Sam, I want to see how we'll go another 8 minutes, kids. I want to see John versus Hokit. It's never happening, buddy. Never happening, pal. Curtis, sub B, just renewed my subscription. All the bike talk convinced me to go get a new Huffy off Facebook Marketplace, and my ego got the best of me. I completely ate crap in front of my daughter. Dude, I get how that goes. Yeah, that BMX stuff is awesome. Kevin, you're good, brother. You're good. But if I skip, it's not intentionally. It's probably because I already answered something similar to it, so hopefully that answers it. Drum and Dad, Jonah's only a white belt, right? Nah, if he's been doing like 8 years consistently, I would assume at least purple. Omar says, I'd leave my wife and kids for Mackenzie Dern. I don't even have a wife. Yeah. Joe Daddy's Black Ross still missing? I know. What's up with this dude? Brad, what about Cal and Tom Hardy? Now, Tom Hardy would beat Brian, right? Because Tom actually competes. You know, Brian does it with his buddies for fun. Tom Hardy's actually competing. It'd be very tough. Does numbies? Yeah, but Tom Hardy's in like legit movies and TV shows, so I don't think he's doing it for numbies. Am I all caught up, Chinser?
Yes, sir.
Stevie G, dude, Rogan just dropped a Regal Van Hooveren pod. Gonna listen? Yeah, that's gonna be good. Adrian says, Dern ground game is all I like watching. All right, fellas. Am I right, fellas? Yeah, right. K8, I also met the kid at Skankfest. That was my highlight. Yeah, he's great. Curtis says, I also reached out to both you and Chin regarding getting my card signed. I haven't heard back yet. You emailed Chin?
Someone did say he's going to send it. Let me check my email right now, see if it actually came.
Chicago to Arizona. I just watched some old TFK DeStefano episodes. Yeah, he used to be in there all the time, man. Joe Daddy says, Ilya is all over my, what? Facebook being zesty with a soccer player? I know. The cleaner, appreciate the debate. Yeah, dude, I'm all out for debates. Yeah. Turns out Black Ross counts billionaire friend. Which one? Count has like 10 of them. Perezzo style, Magic Wand, what would you do to fix the bantamweight and flyweight divisions? Just more competitors. That's the problem. All right, kids. You good, Chin?
Yep.
We will be back Thursday, Friday as usual. Rachel Ostevich ground game over Dern's. That's not a bad argument. All right, kids. Love you guys. We will be back Thursday. Same time, same place. Love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. This has been real. Who's the best athlete you ever fought? Not the best fighter, best athlete. Last one I'll answer. Best athlete would have been Matt Mitrione. Not even close. Not even close. Matt was an absolute freak. Yep. All right. That's it, kids. Love you so much. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Do all your thing. Till Thursday, 11, same time, same place. I'm Big Brown. I'm out.